Hello everyone. Welcome to a brand new series on this channel called Just Quickie, where the idea is that I'll analyze one of my favorite games which I would have played in the past couple of days, and these videos will come regularly. So this was a game which I played in the Super Blitz arena when I was streaming on YouTube yesterday, and I was playing against a player rated around 2000 and my opponent started with the queen pawn opening, and I went for my usual Caro-Can setup. And these are the fairly standard moves, all the knights coming in. And here, on the fifth move, I played a slightly inaccurate move, bishop g5 and g4, because uh, here the knight can actually jump to e5 with a tempo on the bishop, and then it's like wasting a move for nothing for me. Instead, the best way for black here is to take, and now white would play this to avoid this. If not, a4 and white plays something like e3, then black can actually play for holding on to this extra pawn. And now if you play something like this, I just push, and knight goes back, and I maybe get this. You lose this pawn, but you have expanded on the queen side a lot, and here after something like this, the game goes on. It's still a game because the position is fairly balanced, but that's not what happened. And here I played bishop g4, and after a couple of moves, my opponent started expanding on the queen side. And here, after my opponent castled and played b4, very aggressive chess, I also castled immediately. Sorry for the siren in the background. It's just a fire extinguisher passing by. Anyway, also I should mention this. I'm not going to edit this video heavily, so I'll just record whatever is happening, and I'll keep this video very short. Okay, bishop to b2, and I castle, and my opponent pushed further. I was not so impressed by his pawn push until now. We exchanged a pair of rooks, and his queen recaptured. And at this position, I played a rather passive move, queen e7, which is not the most accurate way to play here, because in this position, white is already threatening to infiltrate with the queen, and then tying my pieces to defend this pawn maybe. So let's say if queen comes here, in order to defend this pawn, I'll have to move my rook, but then pawn takes, and I can't recapture because then my bishop hangs. So lot of threats in the position. Instead, my opponent went for this move, c5, closing this position, and that uh, that kind of gave me a chance to maybe defend this infiltration of queen somehow by playing queen back. But here I put my bishop back again. This idea was up for grab, but my opponent played one of the worst moves in the position, and you see how the bar jumped from like a plus 3.5 evaluation to a losing one, or almost equal. So now I push my bishop back, and the queen can no longer come here because that's just a free queen. So I played this move, and here you would have thought that maybe queen can come here, but then bishop moves with check on h2, and I pick up the queen. So thank you. Instead, my opponent sidestep with this threat in the future with king h1, and I just put my knight to a better square. Oh, what is up with my arrows? Okay, so takes, and now this is the moment which is probably the reason why I'm featuring this video as part of the first video of this amazing Chess Quickie series. Also, if you're new here, please subscribe to the video. I'm trying to do a very cheap Levy impression. Anyway, uh, so here I found the move. bishop takes on g2, which is actually the best move by Stockfish. And here white took, and this is still a draw's position if white plays very accurately. But his king is quite exposed because my pieces are, coming all on the king side, and his pieces are actually out of play right now. Like, look at the queen. It will take at least three moves to come and defend his king. So here, I just put my queen to h4 if trying to attack this pawn on h3, and the best move is just to repeat, and that's the line which the computer suggests. Instead, my opponent made a blunder, and he put the knight on f3 attacking my queen, but then the pawn on h3 hangs. I take it gladly, and here I played f4, which is the best move in this position. I am threatening to bring my rook here with a mate. He can't. If you thought that, oh, why not knight to g4 attacking this queen, because then that's mate. My bishop is very active. It's like a sniper from a distance. So here he played knight to e5, hoping for a miracle, but I just ignored that threat because he doesn't have time to capture my knight. It's just mate on this file. So he tried to create a escape square for his king by playing f4, but feel free to pause here and try to find a forced mate in 3. Okay, I'm sure you all are good enough to find this is just the check, the most obvious checks, captures, and threats formula for finding the candidate moves. And after this check, cutting off this escape square, the king has to move on the h file, and my rook delivers the check. Bishop can block, but it's mate in 3 moves. And at this position, my opponent resigned. Uh, so yeah, I was actually very glad to find the bishop sack on g2. It's always difficult to calculate these things in a blitz time format, especially like super blitz 3 minutes. Uh, but yeah, let me know in the comment section how you like this style of analysis. It's not very long; it's just short and crisp. So I'll keep these coming at regular intervals. Do subscribe the channel and like the video. See you all in the next one very soon.